Hey team, welcome to Monday Minutes. Today I just want to kind of go through what will be a six-part series regarding what I believe to be six key skills to better nutrition. So these are things that kind of skills that have come up in conversation quite a lot over the period of time that I've been talking with clients. And I think for the most part, these are the kind of the foundational steps to ensure that we have that longevity of good nutrition, right? A few kind of things, maybe short term, but I believe that these skills will last you a lifetime. So kind of six parts to this, which will go through each of the skills, kind of break them down, give them like a little bit of a run through and how you can apply them to your life, right? So we're going to start with part one, right, or skill number one for today, which will be time management. Time management in terms of nutrition is probably not talked about enough in the general sense. Most people don't actually see eating as a very important thing. Like they know food intake is important, but in terms of you see your schedule over the course of the day, putting in time to allocate towards food or towards your nutrition is kind of dismissed. And I think that's where a few people kind of get stuck, especially in terms of looking after or improving their nutrition, is not giving themselves the time. So this is where I believe key skill number one is having that time management. Okay. Now, as you can see, it can be planning what to have over the course of a week or even on a day-to-day basis. It's giving yourself time to prepare the food. And then also for some cases, it may be about giving yourself the time to eat the food. I know with people that have very busy schedules, it can be hard to allocate that time towards eating itself. So you get towards the end of the day, you realize that you've been back to back with meetings or you've been focusing more on work and you realize that you haven't eaten. So then you snack or you go for the easy to grab food, which tends to be not so great for us. And then you're straight into dinner straight after that. So you're getting a lot of food consumption in a very short space of time rather than what I believe to be a better alternative is that spread out across the course of the day and allocating those times to eat, right? For most people, it doesn't always have to be a real stringent plan, but just a general outline tends to work really well for people. Okay, I'm not telling you exactly how much you have to eat, when to eat, and all that sort of stuff, but some key simple actions that you can take that are really effective is scheduling time to make a plan for the week. So for me, it's like a menu. Okay, so I create a menu for the week in terms of what we're going to have Monday, Tuesday through to probably through to about Saturday or Friday. Normally the weekends tend to be family dinners or takeaways or something like that. So those are, but I'm saying that then is part of the plan, right? So we've allocated those days to be certain types of foods or allowing ourselves on those days to be those dedicated takeaway days, right? So it's part of that plan. What I've found myself is the next one in terms of spending 5 minutes or so the night before. So before you go to bed, or just before you're about to go to bed, spending some time preparing your food or getting your food ready, either putting it into a container or setting it aside for the next day, because that can be really helpful in terms of setting yourself up. A lot of people don't like to do a lot first thing in the morning, including myself. So I like to set aside that time at night to prepare my morning meals or prepare my lunches for the next day so I can just get up, grab the food, and then leave the house, right? More times than not, if I have to spend a bit of that time in the morning preparing the food, I'm less likely to grab it, more likely to grab food when I'm out in town or at work, right? So giving yourself that 5 minutes at the end of the day, right? Just before you go to bed, put that food aside, set up, make sure you're ready for the following day. Now, for those busy people that do have kind of those scheduled meetings throughout the day and stuff, they may find themselves they find themselves getting to the end of the day and they haven't had that time to eat. Then the last recommendation or last action I set suggest would be setting those reminders to eat, right? If you know you've got a long meeting in the afternoon, set yourself that 15, half an hour, minute period before that meeting to sit down and have something to eat, right? It's going to help in the long term in terms of less likely to snack on foods. It can help with your performance and things as well. You're not going to feel hungry, or you're going to suck in what, the kind of brain fog feeling when you haven't eaten a lot. Tiredness, energy levels and all that sort of stuff, making sure that you're eating throughout the day enables you to stay at that kind of peak performance that you would like, right? So allocating that time to eat between meetings, after meetings, or something like that. So for that, it would be like, spending a little bit of time either in the morning or the day before, whatever, looking at your schedule and going, cool, that 12:15 after this morning meeting, I can spend half an hour before my 1 o'clock appointment to have my lunch, right? So then you've allocated that time. You know that you're going to eat it and all that sort of stuff, right? And along with that, you may go out for a walk. So you may grab your food and go for a walk. You may go for a walk and grab your food during that half an hour break, right? But it's just, the idea is just having it planned in, right? So you have that time management skill going forward, that you're never kind of letting time be an issue, because you know and you've planned it in advance, right? So those are kind of the three big ones: is either having the weekly plan, or giving yourself that time to create a weekly plan, giving yourself that time to prepare food the day before, and also setting that time to eat, right? And again, like, it may not even be about meetings. That time one might be about setting yourself breakfast time, lunch time, and dinner time, just so you stay on that kind of same rhythm, so things aren't too choppy changing. Cool. That's part one. Tune in next week for part two, where we cover regular eating behaviors. So things that probably the less sexier part of nutrition. Cool.